Welcome to Signal to Alpha, your essential morning market briefing. I'm Lady Muriel, cutting through the noise to deliver what moves markets today. Let's get you your alpha before the opening bell. Markets are watching several critical developments this morning with direct investment implications. The U.S. seized a Russian dark fleet oil tanker in the North Atlantic, marking one of the most direct enforcement actions against Moscow's shadow shipping network. Over 100 Russian-flagged sanctioned oil ships remain at sea globally, keeping upward pressure on energy prices as supply constraints tighten. Russia dispatched a submarine escort, but analysts predict limited retaliation given current geopolitical dynamics. The Minnesota fraud scandal is escalating with major fiscal implications. Senate Republicans, led by Bill Cassidy, sent a letter demanding Governor Tim Walz provide documentation on up to $9 billion stolen through fake child care centers, food programs, and health clinics. The deadline for Walz's response is January 22nd. HHS has frozen multiple grant programs in response. Vice President J.D. Vance announced a multi-state fraud task force to address the scope of these losses. International tensions remain elevated with market-moving consequences. Russia fired a new Oreshnik intermediate-range ballistic missile at Ukraine. Russia warned that Western forces deployed to Ukraine under post-war security arrangements would be considered legitimate combat targets, raising geopolitical risk premiums. These escalations continue to impact energy markets and defense sector valuations. On Venezuela, President Trump canceled the second wave of attacks, citing cooperation from the interim government. Trump said Venezuela is releasing political prisoners and will purchase at least $100 billion in American products. He's meeting with oil executives today about rebuilding Venezuela's infrastructure, signaling potential major investment opportunities and positive implications for oil markets and U.S. energy companies. The UK is keeping approximately $1 to $4.8 billion in Venezuelan gold reserves frozen at the Bank of England. In Congress, 17 House Republicans broke ranks to pass legislation extending pandemic-era Obamacare subsidies for 3 years in a 230 to 196 vote. Speaker Mike Johnson opposed the measure. This healthcare policy development impacts pharmaceutical and insurance sector equities. The GOP's razor-thin majority narrowed further after Representative Doug LaMalfa died at age 65 during emergency surgery, leaving Republicans with just 218 to 213 control, which could affect legislative certainty for business-critical legislation. That's your signal to Alpha for today. Subscribe for tomorrow's essential market briefing. Trade smart, stay informed. See you at the opening bell.